for those of y'all that have never joined us for this is our third year doing it, and we're here to honor the 147 officers who were killed in the line of duty last year. So right there on that table is a 1 pound weight that I have collected the lead, cast it, purified it, melted into 1 pound ingot. And each one of those weights has been wrapped with an officer's picture, the patch that was on his arm when he died, and a short bio saying his agency, his name, his watch date, cost data. So whenever you go to pick up those weights, you know what each pound in your pack is. It's not just a regular weight, but that's to represent that officer and the sacrifice that he made. You'll carry these weights for your leg's what, 21 miles?
15.
Really?
Yeah.
Ooh, don't get on.
15 minutes.
I think that's wrong. No.
It's too early to be thinking. So stop that right now.
You got the wrong one.
So y'all got a 15-mile leg. Those weights will go every mile. What y'all do is not, I don't care how many miles y'all do. Most teams are switching out. So they're doing, some are rucking, some are resting. But what matters is that those weights go every single mile. So sometimes in the past I've had people say, well, why don't you just carry that weight that matches the mile of the officer you're doing? But y'all have heard the term before that in this family no one fights alone, right? So even in death, no one fights alone. So while that mile may be dedicated to one of those officers, all of his buddies will be right there with him with their hand on the shoulder, helping him through his time. All right, just the same as we do with our boys on ship whenever they're going through hard time. Normally we're out on the road. This is the first year we've ever had to do a closed course. I prefer being out on the road, getting to see the county and the area, and having the convoy. But we got canceled back in May, and it was either adapt and overcome or don't do it at all. So this is where we're at. I was lucky enough to be able to find a 3 mile loop. Otherwise we'd be stuck at like PJC quarter-mile loop. Consider yourself lucky on that front. The pace standard is a 20-minute mile. So this is a 3 mile loop. If you do a loop an hour, you'll meet the standard. You can go faster than that, and if you go slower than that, you better bank your time on some previous laps. So every weight has been meticulously weighed, and not a single one of them is under 16 ounces. If it was 15.9 on the scale, you got threw back in the pot and recast. So every ounce of every pound, every step of every mile. This course, once y'all leave out that gate, you'll see the signs and the course is roped off. Do not cut a single corner. This course is like exactly 3 miles. And if you cut a corner, you're going to cut steps off an officer's mile, and we're not going to disrespect them anyway. Okay? You will end up short, and that's not how this is going to fly. The weight will go the distance. That's right. I'm sorry, I'm really tired, guys. I've had like 5 nights in a row, maybe 2 hours of sleep at each time. Let's say if you're rucking and you need to take a break, you don't sit down with your weight. You pass your weight off to someone else that's going to keep rucking. So, in the past, something that's worked is that folks have picked the rucks that they like the best, and then they just swap rucks. Other people are putting them in gallon Ziploc bags and just transferring the weight. They seem to find that works pretty easy too. Everybody likes their own bag, and that keeps that from happening. There's going to be 3 flags that will go the whole distance too. The American flag, there's a blue line flag with the names of all the officers on it. That will go every mile, and then the end of Watch Memorial Road flag that at the end all y'all will sign. A couple other standards here. So I keep, I'm a FTO at Santa Rosa, and I've got, it's almost like a children's classroom. I got a bunch of patches on the training side of the truck. So, and one of the patches that I have over there is attention to detail. Whenever they're out there searching somebody, attention to detail is extremely important. You miss that cuff key in the belt. I've read these bios a million times. I can't tell you how many I've read where somebody's gotten loose in a sally port and killed the officers, took their car, and they're gone. Okay, so same as attention to detail is important on our job. Out here, it's going to be just as important. You pay attention to your teammates. If someone looks like they're slagging behind, maybe they've started to limp or they stopped sweating, y'all take care of them, get them some water. We've got pickle juice and salt and stuff over there to keep from cramping. If they look like they're cramping, take care of each other. You're a team and you're all you got out here. So, as far as attention to detail, whenever it's something, I know how it is. You get out there, you get focused in on what you're doing, you hit your pace, and you keep going, and then you forget about the other people on your team. Next thing you know, you're a quarter mile ahead, and you're like, "Where is everybody?" Pay attention to where your team's at. And that brings me to the next thing that I have. The next page that I have up is teamwork is key. So, not a single person in here can carry all 147 pounds for the distance of this thing. Adam, you need this guy. And Veer, you need Cassandra. Y'all need each other to make this thing happen. Not a single person here can do this by themselves. So whenever y'all are out there, you're gonna go out that gate as a team, you're gonna stay on the route as a team, and you're gonna return through that gate with the flag. So what I don't want to see is a group over here, and then back here at this back corner, another couple of guys. Because the way I see that is, y'all have been in muster and had somebody sitting in the back, sitting at the muster table, not saying a word to anybody, looks like something's weighing on them. And how many people reached out to them? So the teammates that you're leaving behind back here are those guys in the muster room that are not getting reached out to, that are killing themselves whenever they get home and get crawling to a bottle. Law enforcement suicides are on the rise. We got to take care of each other. The stress, the cumulative stress that builds up. This other one I have here, and this one I kind of learned early on in the career, was that whenever you're out on shift, whenever you come in, you start taking calls, and you're out there, you're one of two things. You're either an asset or a liability. There is no in between. I mean, there's guys that are helping the team, and if you're not, you're a liability, you might as well just go home. I mean, just get out of the way at that point. Out here, not all assets look the same. So you're going to have some folks that can carry 50 pounds, and somebody else that can maybe more comfortable with 15 pounds. But someone that may be carrying 15 pounds, if they need to take a break, whenever y'all are coming through and they're getting you snacks, they're getting you water, they're checking for cramps, they're taking care of the team, they're still an asset to the team. So it's not all assets look the same. They may not be a speed demon, may not be a workhorse. There's other ways you can take care of each other. So those are the standards that got to be met on this truck. And the last one that I have here that I keep in my truck is the standards don't care about your excuses. So whenever, sometimes I have trainees that come through and they have an excuse for every, they missed something on a guy and they got an excuse for it. They, turn their back on a call to somebody that they knew had a weapon or something like that. They got an excuse for it. But whenever it comes to like a life or death situation out on the street, you're fighting for your life. You can't come, and if the standard is life or death, you can't come with that with excuses because it'll eat you alive. I didn't make it in the gym, or I didn't do this, I didn't do that. It doesn't care. So, but your friends care and your family care. So those weights are constant. That pound is going to be constant the entire 15 miles. You are not constant. You will need each other. So be there for each other. All of those weights represent the officer, but they also represent the burden of the badge. They represent the cumulative stress that comes up through our time on the job. Whenever you come out of the academy, you're full of piss and vinegar. You're ready to tackle the world. You got a fast car and a gun. You're ready to do some cool shit. And then fast forward 20 years, job begins to weigh on your shoulders. You're going to start off on this truck. You're going to be feeling pretty good. You're going to get to mile 14. Feet's going to hurt, shoulder's going to hurt, knee's going to hurt, and you're just going to start focusing in on that 2 steps in front of you, forgetting about the people you have next to you that can help you through. Same thing as on this job. Sometimes we get so focused on the pain and the stuff that's eating us up, we forget about the support system we have around us. So, did anybody bring extra weight? No? Okay, good. So we have had people bring like 5 or 10 extra pounds to honor a buddy or to, for something like that in the past, and then they passed the ruck off and didn't tell anybody. So then the next person's like, why is my pack so heavy? So if you did bring extra weight to honor somebody for whatever reason, that's great. Communicate that with your team. We've shut this off, so you shouldn't have to worry too much about traffic. There will be food at the end, I think. I think Tom's cooking breakfast for you guys.
Woohoo!
I don't know what he's cooking, eggs and stuff.
Let's not talk about it right now.
But he goes to smoking competitions and cooking competitions, so it's normally pretty good.
Oh, hell yeah. Can I get that on the wall?
We got kind bars. Yeah. Yeah, so they ordered a bunch of subs from Publix, and they made like twice as many as we needed in their foot long subs. So if y'all want some food, there is some that you can get. Y'all can have access to. There are coolers with drinks over there near all those picnic tables. There's a tent out there. It's a round mile in one spot. That's got water and Gatorade. And that red tent you'll pass on the way in, that's your turnaround point. That's also got drinks in it, so you don't have to pack a Camelback with extra stuff. There's going to be plenty of drinks along the way. As soon as you finish, you'll come in on the final mile, you'll lay the weights down and count them. If you're a weight short, there's a roster in there where you can start checking names to see which one is missing. Then we can correct that. Once y'all finish, we'll take one of the flags over there to the table. We'll sign it. We'll get a group picture, and then everybody will get their patch here at the end. Other than that, does anybody have any questions? Yes, sir.
Is the loop done for?
I tried to make it.
Okay, let's make sure.
I tried to make it as easy as possible. Yeah, pretty much just make the corner as wide as possible. Because I'm telling you, whenever I was counting this on my Garmin, I was coming up to like just the last step of being exactly 3 miles. So if y'all are tracking it on your fitness tracker, then
No, I'm doing all that. I just want to get out.
You want to end up
This
in the
body
bar?
looks like a fitness tracker kind of guy.
there's bathrooms over there in that building, and if that's it, then y'all can divide up those weights and figure out how you're going to get it done. Y'all step off in about 9 minutes.